Yo, what up, chat? It's another episode of Scoop and Score where the biggest stories meet the biggest moments. Y'all know what's going on here. We're here on this great Saturday, so I can't complain. We're going to get a little quick stories in here, and then we're going to get out. We only got a couple of them, so don't worry about it. But I really wanted to touch in on Jake Paul. That's really my main reason going live, because that's wild. Jake Paul damn near, no matter how much you hate his trolling ass, bro, know how to get some business done. We're going to get up on that. I want to talk about the WNBA allowing Angel Reese and Paige Bueckers to bet. Like, that's crazy. Because, yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. And mind you, they the ones that posted it. We're going to get to that. Debo Samuel back with the Niners, which is very interesting to me. And I do want to talk on Marvin Harrison's confidence, because I feel like that within a lot of athletes makes or break you no matter how much talent you actually have. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to have to get on that. But first, I do want to go ahead and talk about the Paige Bueckers Angel Reese controversy. I'm going to get that pulled up for y'all 1 second. Because that honestly don't make no sense to me. I don't even know how they got off with that. I'm telling y'all right now, my computer absolutely hates Twitter, bro. I don't know what it is about Twitter that make my computer hate it, but my computer hates it. Hold on. Angel Reese Page. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So look, let me go ahead and get this pulled up for y'all. Hold on, chat. Ow! Y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. So, allegedly, not even allegedly, the WNBA posted a video from their official account of Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese making a bet on who would win the NBA All-Star game, a clear violation of league's CBA rules. Now, we just gonna start there. If this was the NBA, they would have hopped on this shit so fast, right? So I don't understand why they're like, I don't even know why this is prolonged. Like, either they need to get in trouble, they need to get fined, they need to get something. Now look, I'm not saying that they need to get kicked out of the league or nothing like that. I really think that's a crazy severe punishment if you betting with your teammates. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not like you gonna purposely throw a game if you betting with your teammates. I would think. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what goes on in the league, but I feel like it's easier or like the athletes think it's easier to bet with people outside rather than people inside the league, which because you end up in situations like Chauncey Billups and Dante Jones. You feel what I'm saying? However, let's keep going. Like I said, though, if this was the NBA, they would already be damn near investigations going on within the teams, within all of that. Now, I understand the WNBA, they going to have different, like, what am I looking for? Gray areas. They'll have different gray areas within how they like to handle stuff. But this is still very weird to me that they not on this and that this is prolonging out. Now, it's crazy because I rock with both of them as hoopers. I rock with Paige as a hooper. It's crazy. I think Paige is one of the coldest hoopers. I truthfully think that, and I'm not trying to shit on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is a sniper. You feel what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark can hoop. But when it comes to like skill, I consider like Paige got that, like and Olivia Miles. Like, I can't even say Paige is like a Kyrie because I can't give her that when Olivia Miles is playing. You feel me? But let's stick on topic. So they initially made a bet. It's a video here. Hold on. They placed a $400 bet. So it's right here. They placed a $400 bet on who will win the 2026 All-Star Game in clear violation of league's rules. Angel teams run, and she said in a post-game interview that she'll be requesting Buckner's Apple Pay to get paid. So this is even work. I didn't know that. This shit is crazy. She put that shit in front of the world to see, fam. Like I said, imagine if this was the NBA. And that shit just not cool. And this is why I say it's not cool, because the WNBA, like, a lot of people hate on it. A lot of people just hate on the NBA. A lot of people hate on female sports, period. I'm not necessarily a hater of female sports, but if they gonna kind of boost their sports up based off of speaking on the male sports, then I feel like they should have the same consequences when it comes to doing shit like that. excuse me, they shouldn't be able to rub shit like, cause that's kind of rubbing it in the face. Like, nigga, we got Malik Beasley about to get locked up for a year. You know what I'm saying? Off of, or about to get locked up for however long he about to get locked up, a couple years off of betting. We got Chauncey Billups and Dante and them on damn near basically a RICO. That niggas tried to put Gilbert Arenas in, all this crazy shit. Like I said, with the NBA, they be trying to attach every little thing to make it seem negative. But with the WNBA, they gonna let her as one of the biggest stars on there. Remember, niggas was arguing that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was the reason that the WNBA started booming so hard. So you gonna tell me we gonna let one of them superstars that basically is the reason the WNBA started booming so hard go on there and in front of the world at a press conference, which the All-Star 2020, now like I'm saying in front of the world like this is the Olympics, this is not the Olympics, but y'all get what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna act like that what's the word I'm looking for? One of the main, like, to get the sport back going up is allowed to do some shit like that. Imagine if LeBron James went on a motherfucking podium after the All-Star game, 2026 All-Star game, and said, yeah, Steph, I'm going to be requesting that Apple Pay, nigga, that your team lost. Do you know what's going to happen to LeBron James? Now, again, I'm not saying that any of them are LeBron James. Stick on the point. The point is, she wouldn't said that shit in their face. However, I rock with both of them as hoopers, so it really is hard for me to get on their ass like this, but it's wrong. And we got to call what's right from wrong. Like I said, niggas can't be picking and choosing what's wrong and what's right when they like a player and when they don't. Like, I like Paige, I fuck with Angel Reese, but the case in point is, you have to discipline them somehow. You get what I'm saying? Let's finish reading the show. The WNBA's collective bargain agreement prohibits players from directly or indirectly wagering money or anything of value on any aspect of WNBA competition. Violating this rule subjects players to fines, suspensions, or permanent dismissal and disqualification from the league at commissioner's discretion. Thoughts? Now that's my thing. I think everything is fair except the dismissal for disqualification, because I feel like give them one more chance, just monitor them way more close. That's it. If they ruined that chance for them to be an individual basically in the league. So now you have to make sure with those individuals that they're not betting on games. And the case in point is, it is going to take more from the league. So if those players don't get that chance again, that's on them. They did it wrong. But what I'm saying is here, these are two of the top players. They're obviously going to get a chance again. So technically right now, if you ask me, this is the chance for the WNBA to basically prove a point, because it's not too harsh to where it's going to piss people off, but people know you can't be betting inside of the world, not like the national sports leagues, like period. You can't be betting in any sports league. So this is a good time to prove a point for the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? And let's go ahead and watch the video.
Angel made a bet with each other on this game. Is that bet still?
This is how the rich stay rich.
You gotta save this money. I'm gonna see you next week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At night?
No, at practice.
Oh, at practice?
I mean, I know y'all gonna lose, but if y'all lose,
I get to have that.
if y'all win, you get it 400.
And if we lose, then you get to keep.
No, you owe me 400.
Bet. I'm staying on it.
And you and Angel made a bet.
She's saying, bet, I stand on it. Come on, Paige. She's not even thinking right there. Paige, at least right there think, bro. Like, that down there is a setup question. She talking about you and Angel Reese made a bet. She talking about, I did, getting happy and shit. Like, no, you can't do that right there, Paige. Like, lock in, twin. Oh, my gosh. And it's crazy because Paige is a hooper, dog. But, hey, I do think she got to take this one to the chin, though. She do got to take some type of discipline. And this is another thing, bro, because I could cook on this all day. It's social media, bro. Y'all seen that. And this is the type of shit that pissed me off. This social media, if they don't get on social media, bro, this is no issue. You feel what I'm saying? They could have kept this between themselves. They obviously had to be the ones recording it. You telling me Angel Reese had a damn cameraman right up under her while they making a bet, bro? No, that's Angel Reese's damn phone, bro. Come on. Get off the social media. Like I said, with the Mississippi State players with that damn quiet on the whatever. That dude came out and Saucy Santana came out and gave a real reason behind that song, and y'all over there dancing to that shit now. Now, like I said, a lot of people deal with a lot of crazy shit in their locker rooms. You a liar if you say you don't. However, now that he put the meaning behind it, that do make that football team look a little bit more crazy. Just on the sidebar. And that's what I mean by y'all need to stop posting shit on social media. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll be requesting my Apple Pay after this. No, I mean, Paige is a great player. When you, hold her to 16 points, it's tough. She's just so good, and her mid-range is obviously so good. But I think our defense tonight, Rye did a good job, and Borlase when she was thrown at her, and everybody that was thrown at her tonight, I think they did a good job holding her together. But I'm glad we just got this win as a team. It felt really, really good. And just going into the next game, I feel like it gives us a lot of confidence going back home. Yeah, I'll be requesting my Apple Pay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell, chat, that this is no ill intent. This is really just some friendly shit. It seemed like it was so genuine, and let's keep it a buck. It seemed like it was like they was just on a playful shit, because even we do that. Like, bro, but the thing is, dudes kind of smarter because they understand, and I'm not even trying to fuck it. Dudes kind of smarter when they come to betting, because, bro, we'll be like, bro, all right then, bet like 15 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? On some slick shit like that. They not gonna do nothing like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just not in the nature. That money is there. Also, though, like I said, them being professionals and being like big time people within their sport, they gotta understand that you gotta think quicker on those questions like that. You gotta understand what betting actually meaning. Y'all are hoopers, so y'all know those people. I'm guessing hoopers be with hoopers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would guess. Like, or celebrities be with celebrities, meaning that y'all are around basketball players enough to know what's going on within the basketball world right now with the gambling, the betting, the people getting in trouble. So you would think that they would react a little bit smarter to that. Like I said, I don't think they should be dismissed from the league and nothing. That shit is so extreme to me. I even think some people that's betting should get another chance because they like, damn. But I do think they have to go through the other consequences that come with it. Like, you will not get treated the same as someone that didn't bet. Like, now we have to monitor you way close. That's what they deserve, but I don't think dismissing them is it. I think the team not picking them up is it, because it's already hard enough to get to that league. However, I wonder what the consequences for them is going to be. I think they should just fine them. I personally think they should just fine them. But the thing is, too, the WNBA released this, which makes it more weird. Let's get on that before I go ahead and switch scoops. The WNBA posted this video. So that means that the WNBA had that video for a minute. It does not, but however, this is their social media team. So that does not mean that that the higher ups were able to see this or anything, because the higher ups don't run the social media team. You know what I'm saying? They have a team. They run the business and organization and the team. Let me not say that, but they have specific people that monitor the social medias, post on the social medias, and do that every day. So they had to slip up as well on their end. So I really wonder how they gonna go about this. But I do want to get in here and move on over, because I want to talk about confidence, bro. Because we talk about athletes and just being crazy talented. We talk about athletes even have delusional confidence. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we don't talk about the athletes who's necessarily losing confidence while we see them losing the confidence. We would rather hop on them, like dogging them or some other way, or I don't even know, just slandering their name, in other words, instead of figuring out like what's going on. And the person I want to talk about right now is Marvin Harrison, bro. Because Marvin Harrison Jr. has been under, I don't even know if he's a junior, he might be, but Marvin Harrison Jr. has been under crazy scrutiny because people are attacking him because they're saying bro can't catch no more. And that can never be the case. As somebody that's played sports, as y'all know, as people that's even played a sport, any type of sport, you know you gotta have confidence. But the case is, when you got people, a lot of people don't play sports on a national level to where they have millions of eyes watching them. You know what I'm saying? Even in college, for a lot of people, it's thousands of eyes watching you compared to millions of eyes watching you. So I think that Marvin Harrison, with his first year, was very tough. But Marvin Harrison has been dropping some open passes that people have been seeing, and they've been judging him a lot for it. And the real football players are seeing this, and Marvin Harrison is not a guy that speaks a lot. So he has that kind of demeanor that makes you gravitate towards him. You feel me? So you really want to know what's going on with Marvin Harrison and his confidence. Like, look. That's an easy slap, Marv. Now, if you see the passes, they're not that good, but he's also wide receiver number 1. Like, he's also wide receiver number 1. So, Marvin, you have to make those catches, bro. One more time. Because there's more. We always drop more passes. Now, again, like I said, those passes aren't the best passes. Yes, we understand that. But when you have a name, when your name's Marvin Harrison, and you are that good, you are that good coming out of college, you are that high of a draft pick, you have to be able to come down with those. But it do kill me that that he's struggling this much, because he's really a good football
like an egg before you get folded like.
Like, that's right to the chest. He's pissed off. This is right to the chest. Marv, we gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Now, however, one thing we will speak on is this is very situational. Like, we don't know how these clips is going. Those could be the 3 drop passes he had in all of practice. We've all seen great receivers. Even if we went to go watch a spring game, we went to go watch just a training camp game, we all seen great receivers dropping passes easy that they should catch. Now, not necessarily that easy, but they are easy grabs that they should have. It happens. But with Marvin Harrison, it's happening more often than not. And I don't want to jinx him, but I'm starting to get more of a Markelle Fultz vibe. If y'all remember what happened to Markelle Fultz jumper, like, bro just could not shoot. Like, and then everybody talking about his jumper, he could never get it back. It's like Ben Simmons, same thing about shooting. Like, it's something psychologically that's going on to where they can't get, like, shake back. But the thing is, if playing receiver, he's going to get a lot of chances. And another thing about playing receiver is it'll help, I believe, if he had an actual quarterback that's throwing to him. And not even, I'm not saying Jacoby Brissett is bad, because I personally do think Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback, maybe QB2. You know what I'm saying? Because bro was balling when he balls when he comes to play football. Whenever he gets his opportunity, he comes in and he balls. Now, he's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying? I can't even say not necessarily breaking records, because he literally broke a record last year, I believe, with pass attempts and completions. So I can't even say that. But what I will say is more of an elite quarterback would be able to shake their receiver out of that, because they would give them so many opportunities on purpose that they wouldn't even be able to think about the last drop that they had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen when I was in college ball, I seen my quarterback damn near, and a lot of people like, he just forcing it up, he getting lucky. I'm like, nah, he getting his receiver hot. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not always going to be good passes. It's not always going to be good choices. But the thing is, that's where that trust factor come in between that quarterback and that receiver. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Marvin Harrison, we have seen him come down with a little sideline catch, like, but I like I say, somebody needs to go in and boost his confidence, and I think the best person for him to be able to do that would be just an elite quarterback. I think. I don't know if a coach will be able to do it, and of course himself, like something within, like I said, psychologically got him just psyching himself out. Like, maybe he thinking about the last drop. Maybe he thinking about exactly what we doing right now. The social media damn near trying to figure out what's going on with Marvin Harrison and why Marvin Harrison is having these issues catching the ball. Now, what I will say is this: he has caught a nice ball. He's like, he just caught one on the sideline. Did I send it to myself? I might have sent it to myself. Hold on. Let me see. He just caught a nice ball. Let me see. Where is it at? He caught one on the sideline, but I don't have it. I don't have it. But yeah, bro. Oh my, that's bad. Like, I want to show y'all, like, he has caught some shit on the sideline and it looked good. Was this it? There. He got it, and then he caught, that's not the one I'm talking about, though. He caught a nice one at practice on the sideline. Is this the one here? Yep. No, it's not it. That's the one he dropped. I don't know, chat. It's one that's nice. But, yeah, I just think, like, like, where is it at? If y'all don't know who Markel Fultz is, just before I go ahead and switch over, I want y'all to see Markel Fultz was the same way, bro. But he just couldn't shoot. Switched his form up multiple times. He just could not get right. And I'm telling y'all, as much slander as this dude got, bro, you damn near felt bad for him. Because he tried everything possible and Buddy just couldn't shoot. And the thing is, when he was in college, bro was sniping. What was it, Washington? Yep. Fultz was him. It was easy for Buddy. And then he go to the league and he just a complete different character, bro. And I'm telling you, it's all confidence. But like I said, you're going to have to find a coach for him. You're going to have to find somebody for Marvin Harrison in order to get that man back to where he was at Ohio State. Because if y'all seen the catches he had at Ohio State, Marvin Harrison, he literally was toe tap. He was that guy. He was that guy. But yeah, this is Markel Fultz. If y'all don't know what that is, y'all should go look him up, bro. Boy's confidence was shaking. But Marvin Harrison's let me see, because I do want to show y'all this Marvin Harrison catch from OSU. It's a sideline toe tap. He goes up, taps with this right here.
To touch, watch this as he's trying to go down, and this left foot kind of slips out.
This is Marvin Harrison. Bow. He's caught that ball, and that's his foot right there. You telling me a guy that's able to make that catch? In general, I don't care if y'all want to talk about some bullshit. Hey, he goes, well, this is the league compared to college. Yes, we all understand that. But the case in point is, if everybody's not doing that in college, I don't want to hear it. And this wasn't just a one luck thing. So like I said, somebody needs to go back and find out or figure out what's going on with Marvin Harrison, and they need to get his ass a quarterback, or they need to get him up out of the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm gonna just say it truthfully, because the Arizona Cardinals is dog shit, bro. They're dog shit. But let's go ahead and switch it over and talk about the Arizona Cardinals being dog shit. Let's talk about the Niners. That dog Deebo Samuel just came back with the Niners. That boy Deebo, hey, they forever gonna call Deebo fat, chap. I'll tell you, they forever gonna call that boy Deebo fat. It don't matter what goes on with him, he gonna be fat forever. But no, shout out Deebo. He just signed back with the 49ers, man. Bro is back home. Are we gonna get the Deebo that we know? Are we gonna get the deal? I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think we're gonna get that Deebo. I don't think he got that same juice in him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of when you're an all-around player like that and you in the league, it's very hard for you to keep that going for a long time. I don't know too many all-around players that literally was playing for years on end successfully, you know what I'm saying, and putting up stats successfully. Now, I don't have no faith that Deebo gonna do it because he was just in Washington with the better, I would say, I wouldn't say better core, basically the same core. I would say probably a better team trying to do the same thing. But we gonna see. But I don't know if he's gonna become the one now because, like I said, we all know that Brandon Ayuk's been crashing out, and that's what sucks because now that they got Deebo back, imagine if they were able, damn Joey, lock in twin, if they was able to get Brandon Ayuk back with Deebo. They already got chemistry. And then it sucks because Ricky Parcell just got injured again because it's PCL. Bro, I don't know what they going to do with bro. Bro seeming early like he's an injury-prone guy, and I'm not going to lie. He was a dog. Where he go? At Florida, he was a dog in Florida. But that don't mean he's not injury-prone in the league, and it's starting to look like he's injury-prone. And what sucks is one of his injuries came from him just getting robbed. And that's what also sucks. But because you can't stop that. You can't help that. But let's keep pushing. If they were able to get Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel back, I think that might be very vicious because they have chemistry together, bro. And having two targets like that can get open at any time, that's smart like that, is very good. And then we can't forget they got Christian McCaffrey in the backfield with George Kittle at tight end. So it's like I think and like I said, that offense does get hurt now. I'm talking about from the quarterback all the way to the tight end. Debo gets hurt, Christian gets hurt, Brock Purdy gets hurt, Brandon Ayuk gets hurt, George Kittle gets hurt. So the main thing about the 49ers, and we're going to take George Kittle out of this because we know he's never going back, but the main thing about the 49ers here is these boys have to stay healthy. This can be a very good signing. I don't think Debo has to do too much, but I think he does have to do, he probably has to be a great, I wouldn't even say third down target. I would just say Debo has to be the guy that try to keep them in front of the chains on like and keep them honest. And what I mean by that is we know Christian McCaffrey can rush for 4 to 5 yards every time. Let's not play. And I was a big hater on Christian McCaffrey. Everybody noticed when he was coming out of college. I was a big hater off of Christian McCaffrey. But that boy gonna get you ahead of the chains more often than not. So Debo needs to be that receiver that can get us ahead of the chains if we have to pass because we getting too stagnant in the run game. You get what I'm saying? So just to keep the offense balanced, we would want him to be the guy that can keep us ahead of the chains. If Debo can do that, they'll be very successful because we know George Kittle is a very reliable third down target. And I'm talking about not just reliable for the first down. Bro's liable for explosive plays, 20 yards plus on third down. We've seen him do it multiple times. And George Kittle is one of the best tight end in the league, if not the best tight end of the league. So we just got to keep him healthy. So I think this is a great pickup if they stay healthy. However, a lot of people have been saying Debo been looking fat, bro. And that got me concerned too. Because is Debo in shape? I don't know. Where's I think I sent it to myself, bro. I think I sent it to myself. Bro didn't look in shape, chap. He didn't look in shape at all. And I was like, damn, because like this. And you know, and Debo always had a weird body shape. You know what I'm saying? But Buddy do look a little chubby, bro. Like, this is what he with the Commanders, though. I'm trying to see him back with the Niners. Let me see. Debo practice with the Niners. Let's see. Because I'm almost sure. Okay. But looking a little bit chunky, man. But we all know, man, that's a part of Debo. That's a part of Debo. Now, will we get that old Debo? We don't know, chat, but hopefully so. Anyway, though, I want to get on over to what I've been waiting to talk to y'all about. I'm not going to lie. Because this is, like I said, this was going to be a short one, but I'm turned up to talk about this with y'all. And that's, y'all know what bro's name is. That guy, where is that? Oh, I got to sign back in. They're childish. That guy, Jake Paul. Hold on. Signing with the PFL, chat. Jake PFL. So, yeah. So, for those of you that don't know, Jake Simon just signed with the PFL, which is basically the underdog right to the UFC. You get what I'm saying? The Professional Fighters League. You feel what I'm saying? And for your, let's just read it here. Jake Paul signs with PFL. Jake Paul has signed with the Professional Fighters League to compete in MMA. Paul, who now owns an equity share of the promotion, is expected to compete in the super fight division, which will air 2 cards on pay-per-view in 2023. So Jake Paul merges with the PFL. So if y'all just seen 2023 to here. So this shit got so many layers to it, chat. And this is why I'm going to say this. For those of you that don't know, Jake Paul just had an interview on The Pivot basically after the signing with the Professional Fighters League. This has a lot of realms to it because Jake Paul has always gone at Dana White, who is the owner of the mixed martial arts MMA, basically the UFC. He's the owner of the UFC. They've always had like this like ongoing like beef damn near, like controversy with each other. And this shit started in 2021, right? Because Jake Paul talking about he wants to fight Ben Askren. Everybody remember Ben Askren, Jake Paul. And y'all know Ben Askren is a wrestler. So it was actually a very good pick for Jake Paul. For those of you that don't know, Ben Askren came in. He's the guy that got knocked out by Jorge Masvidal by the knee and went like immediately to sleep. And a lot of people were scared because how long he would sleep. And then he's also the guy that got super sick. Like Ben Askren didn't been through it, bro. But let's talk about the man. He's a gold medalist in wrestling, right? And when he went to the UFC, no one could touch him because he was wrestling just whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he was a very controversial guy. Like, I wouldn't say he was Sean Strickland with the verbiage, but he was Sean Strickland when it comes to pissing people off. Like, he was one of those great guys to piss people off. So initially, Dana White, once he heard about this fight and about Ben Askren signing to this fight, because this is once Ben Askren was out of the UFC, Dana White took it upon himself basically to criticize Jake Paul, saying basically like, no, bro, I don't think that that Jake Paul's going to stand a chance against him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and after that, in April, Jake Paul actually comes out with the win with the knockout. He knocks Ben Askren out. Like, this isn't a joke. This isn't. He knocks him out. Now, a lot of people thought it was fixed. A lot of people do still think a lot of Jake Paul's fights are fixed. So we're going to be honest there. However, let's continue on. After this, Paul began to like damn near taunt Dana White. Like, I'm talking about, y'all know Jake Paul is a grade A troll. If we had to grade him in trolling, bro's S tier. You know what I'm saying? S tier troll, Jake Paul. So basically, Jake Paul damn near was like, okay, fuck Dana White. Like, I'm about to start making more fights. Like, I got a big he bought a lot of it. Like Jake Paul, that fight sold a lot of views. And it was crazy because one thing you hear a lot about boxing and about fights that people know are going to be somewhat like bad or slow. People swear that they will not watch the fight, but somehow people will forever find a way to where they watch that fight and then be pissed at themselves that they watched it. But it don't matter for the people competing in the fight because they don't give a damn if you watched it for 10 minutes, if you watched it for 8 minutes. Like, you tuned in, you bought the fight. You get what I'm saying? However, so later on down the line, from I want to say in like December of the same year, Jake Paul fought again. So he fought in April and then he fought in December. So think about how fast Jake Paul is actually fighting. And like I said, Jake Paul is an asshole. He's a grade A troll. But when it comes to like, bro, it's like he's like the president of finessing trolling into something bigger. You gotta like, and I'm not the biggest fan of Jake Paul, but when it comes to the way that this motherfucker finesse and bring business out of his finesse and his trolling, you can't do nothing but respect that. I don't care who you are. Like, I don't give a damn who you are. You can't do nothing but respect it. So basically, he signed another fight against Tyron Woodley. And for those of you that don't know Tyron Woodley, bro is a beast in the welterweight. Before Kamaru Usman came in and took the belt from Tyron Woodley was that guy to beat. I'm telling y'all, like, no joke. Like, he's knocking people out, cold, wrestling people, bodying people, and I'm telling y'all, he's making it look easy. Let me see. This is actually him and Jake Paul in the ring. Boom, boom. This is when he actually gets knocked out by Jake Paul. And now a lot of people say that that's fixed, right? But if we go to Tyron Woodley's UFC career, right? Let's just pull it up real quick, Chuck. Let's pull up his MMA profile. He won 19-7-1. Those 4 losses came right once he couldn't shake back. Basically, he was somebody that couldn't shake back. But if y'all look at this, bro held the belt, beating the huge people. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it. Because he's a great fighter. Kevin Gastelum beat him. Robbie Lawler beat him. And this for my UFC fighters. This for all my UFC fighters. If y'all know something about that UFC. Beat Kevin Gastelum. Beat Robbie Lawler. Beat Stephen Thompson with the draw and then beat him with majority. Beat Damian Maia. Beat Darren Till and then lost to Kamaru Usman. And once he lost to Kamaru Usman, he just couldn't shake back. He lost to Gilbert Burns and he lost to Kobe Covington. And if y'all don't know, around that time, Gilbert and Kobe were on stretches. They were like contenders for the championship. They were fighting some of their best fights. So y'all see how good of a fighter Tyron Woodley was. So for Jake Paul to knock him out, that was also crazy. Because Dana White didn't expect that at all. To be honest, none of us did. We do know Tyron Woodley is more of a grappler, but it don't matter because he can box. He did have a nice overhand. He had a nice hook. Bro he could fight. You feel what I'm saying? And then after the wins, Jake Paul really started. Once he beat him, then Jake Paul really started trolling Dana White. I'm talking about y'all. It was terrible. Yeah, Dana White ended up this, that. The rivalry basically became public because Dana White had no choice but to respond. If he goes and he beats 2 of your UFC fighters in a boxing match, it basically looks like you're a wrestling sport. You get what I'm saying? Your team, like the people aren't fighting. Now, he did get people towards the end of their career that people started to give him slander for, but that don't really matter. The whole point is he literally built this up like from trolling. And I want y'all to stick with me because he's really just for now he's trolling. Like, yes, he's putting his body on the line to fight. That's just trusting himself. Yes, you can get knocked out in the fight at any given time. And even if the fights were fixed, that's still a part of the fucking trolling, chat. So he's trolling Dana White still. January 22. Jake Paul publicly challenged Dana White, saying he will retire from boxing and this is the whole point of of Jake Paul going to Dana White. And that's because he was saying basically how the UFC underpays fighters, and the fighters aren't set up for long term, although they're doing a dangerous sport. Now, a lot of people will combat that with, well, they know what they're signing up for. They know this, they know that. The point is, a lot of people, and I'm not saying the way that they go about making these sports safe is it, because I absolutely hate the way that they're trying to make football, and I'm an offensive player, and I absolutely hate the way they're trying to make football. Like, and for the UFC, this is fighting. So you got to make it safer because this is deadly. You get what I'm saying? Football can be deadly, but the chances of you dying in that cage is way higher. So my point is this. Jake Paul wanted them to have some type of life insurance as well. So and once they're done fighting, they can, you know what I'm saying? But he basically, let's get back to the point. Jake Paul basically told Dana White that he would retire if White agreed to increase the UFC fighter pay to $50,000 per fight, give fighters 50% of UFC revenue, and provide long-term healthcare for fighters. To put this, like, if I had to put this shit into perspective for y'all, the UFC right now is only giving them, I believe, 16%, 12 to 16% of the revenue that they're bringing in. You get what I'm saying? That the UFC is bringing in. So, if you think about Major League Baseball and the money they get paid, the NBA and the money they get paid, the NFL and the money they get paid, basically, other like national sports, you get what I'm saying? They collect 50% of the league's revenue with players through collective bargaining. The UFC is 12 to 16% for players with collective bargaining. Dana White is fucked up. You can't tell me, and most definitely how much that sport has grown, because people have grown to love the UFC. You cannot possibly tell me that they only get it's only enough money bringing in that they make 12 to 16%. I blatantly remember. Let's get back to Jake Paul. I blatantly remember one of the announcers, I believe on the White House card, asking Dana White the amount of money that they made, and Dana White says a crazy amount of money. I want to say it was like something million, and he said the fighters only gonna get like a 100,000 fighters bonus, but the revenue bought in was like 6 million. It was fucking bananas, and you know he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that to fucking. And he didn't have to spend that much money because Donald Trump, the president, is a damn fighting fan. He loves the UFC. Like, you don't hear him talk shit about the UFC half as much as you hear him talk shit about basketball, football, anything. Anything he know about that's not the UFC, he damn near talking shit about other than boxing. However, what makes this kind of crazy is Dana White's not backing down from Paul. Like, Paul basically is just trying to even the goal within combat sports, not even combat sports, because mixed martial arts is what I should say, the UFC, due to the fact that boxers get paid crazy money off top. The UFC is a more dangerous job, and they're not getting paid like that. And the thing is, Dana White tried to fire back at him with the shots, saying fighters being paid based on the value that they bring, big star, and basically that makes sense. And if you think about it as a boss, that do make sense if they're bringing in revenue, but they have the revenue that basically the collective bargaining revenue should be fair. 12 to 16% is absolute dog shit for them to be paying fighters. Like I said, this is fighting, bro. This is not no game for real. Like football is a game, basketball a game, tennis a game, golf's a game. Fighting is no damn game. We can make it seem however we want to, but fighting is no game, bro. So I don't know, bro. And then he's basically saying like the big stars can earn millions off purses. We all know that Conor McGregor damn near how do I put this? Conor McGregor damn near gave the UFC new life when it came to just them and the popularity that they bring and everything. And remember what I'm saying with the popularity, because that's why they're being able to bring in so much more money now. Even our greatest fighters, John Jones, everybody think John Jones is the GOAT of UFC. He hasn't brought in as much money to the UFC as Conor McGregor. Why? Because Conor McGregor's personality, because who he is, which is also a promotion, which is also seen as a promotion. But you go and Conor McGregor's made more money off his alcohol than he has fighting. And now that does make a little bit of sense, but not Conor McGregor, not with what he's bought in. He should be getting paid way more than that. Like if they've been paid off the revenue. So like that doesn't even make sense, right? And he says performance bonus are discretionary bonuses and can substantially increase a fighter's earning. Yes, it can. But the issue is fighters only be averaging 12,000 for the win. They fighting 12,000 on average. Average fighters fighting 12,000 to fight, and they basically getting a win for 12,000. So think about that. They ain't getting paid shit to go get their face beat off, right? But what we all know that Dana White, if we go talk about him, he's always had a love for boxing. If y'all watched any interviews on Dana White, he's always talked about how he had a love for boxing. It's a great interview with him that it's on YouTube. I had watched one on Dana White on his journey to the UFC, and it's a dude interviewing him, and it was a couple months ago, and it's an actual interview. No, it's on the pivot. Shout out Dana White on the pivot, but I don't think it was it. No, it was this one. Y'all even see I got it watched a little bit. It's this dude, Ultimate Human, podcast on Gary Buecke. Gary Buecke, if y'all go to the full interview on that, Dana White breaks that down on how he became a UFC owner, how he built the brand up. He breaks that down so well. Y'all should go tune into that because he does give away a lot on how basically he always loved boxing. Well, really fighting, but boxing, he wanted to do something other than that, so he became mixed martial arts. But he's always wanted to promote the mixed martial arts like boxing. So this is why it's a little bit weird, because Dana White won't pay his fighters, but he's signed to a promotional boxing team that he started with Turki Al-Sheikh, who is the dude who's been getting all these. If you don't know who Turki Al-Sheikh is, he's like a prince in Saudi Arabia off of oil. You get what I'm saying? A prince in Saudi Arabia off of oil. So he pays these boxers crazy bags to fight people to where they can't say no. So even if they want to fight they don't want to fight somebody and they're ducking, Turki Al-Sheikh giving them a bag so big that they can't duck. Only place they gonna be ducking is in the ring. So, what did Dana White do? He got his own promotional boxing team named Zuffy, and he signs with Zuffy, and he's in or Zuffa. What the fuck is it called? Zuffy or Zuffa? Let me look. Hold on, chat. I think it's called Zuffa. Yeah. Zuffa. He signs with Zuffa, and he signs huge fucking boxers. He signs Shakur Stevenson. Hold on, my bad. He signs Shakur Stevenson. Conor Ben. And some lightweight champion. I don't know. Oh, Edgar Berlanga. What? You signing all them off that company, but you ain't paying your fighters jack shit? Not even the good ones. So this is what I mean by Jake Paul's trolling going to something else. Because if you think about it, Jake Paul trolled those MMA fighters not in the MMA cage, but he trolled them in the boxing ring. So he's still kind of trolling Dana White. And also for the PFL owners, which is John Martin, he's the CEO, and he's the CEO now of the partnership. But the Nakisa Badurian, or however you say his name, that dude, and let me pull him up. He was thinking so smart. Hold on. This dude right here is low-key smart as hell. This dude right here. Bro, if y'all watch the Pivot interview, bro literally says, he says, Jake Paul is someone who can bring viewers that even if viewers don't want to watch him. The PFL is basically the little brother to the UFC. So in the way that he put this in the interview, and I quote, he says, if the UFC is Coke, I'm okay with being Pepsi. Bars. Fucking bars. And then the business standpoint is so smart because we understand Jake Paul's going to turn a lot of people away. That's fine. But the way that Jake Paul can make people want to invest into certain businesses is crazy as fuck. It's like, bro, I don't know, dog. Like that level of trolling with, no matter if you fuck with him or not, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Jake Paul, but that level of trolling plus that level of IQ is kind of crazy when you think about it. And then the level of trolling obviously is bringing him opportunities because the little brother of the UFC, which is really the PFL, went to him because they know he can promote the fighters. And then Jake Paul's resume, which he says as well, he got Amber Serrano out there. Shorty, I never knew about Amber Serrano before she came to the UFC. I don't know if y'all did, but to be a 7-time champion is crazy. And then she beat Nunes. So it's like, damn. What? Was it Nunes she beat? I think Amanda Serrano did beat Nunes. And then she comes and beat Amanda Nunes. Was it Amanda Nunes or was it? No, it wasn't her that beat. Yes, it was. No, because she's been a champion, bro. She's been a 7-time champion. Let me go to Amanda Nunes. But Jake Paul also did get Amanda Nunes paid too. He also got the Lion her name. So it's like he has helped out the female fighters, a couple female fighters, which is good. And if the PFL can see that, which they do see that, then they obviously gonna be like, yeah, we trying to team up with Jake Paul. She lost to Julia Pena. That's her name, Julia Pena. But yeah, if they obviously see that and that's what they were saying, they're obviously gonna team up with him. And that's what I mean by Jake Paul damn near running the UFC damn near down to the ground. And the crazy part about it is, if you think about the PFL, which I didn't know, a lot of the UFC fighters train with those guys and know those guys. They're just not signed because Dana White's not signing them. So the case is, the PFL, if they're able to give these guys this light and they're paying them better, let's go to the PFL breakdown. PFL payment compared to UFC. So this is not really a good breakdown. PFL versus UFC pay. So basically for the stars, that what is basically saying here, chat, is for the stars in the PFL that actually get like the top tier to low tier pay, for the PFL is tremendously better than the UFC. For winning in the tournament for the PFL, you can win $1 million. For winning in the UFC, it's $100,000. For the average to mid tier to low pay for the PFL, fighters are 6 figures to 50,000. Compared to the UFC, that's 10,000 to 12,000. That's what I'm saying, y'all. The UFC don't pay them shit. Like, and if y'all can't see that shit, y'all better read that shit. Cause $1 million for the prize, and here it go right here. 50,000 to 100. That's the UFC's bonus money to Justin Gaethje, nigga, who puts on a fucking show every time and gets beat the fuck up. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Jake Paul is single-handedly taking over the UFC while trolling Dana White. Trolling Dana White and the way that Dana White was acting helped Jake Paul reach to becoming a side partner with the PFL. And that shit to me is just so low-key interesting. It's low-key interesting because I'm like, no matter how bad I don't want to like him, like it's even hard for me to watch the interview, but bro is smart. And if you can't see that bro smart, you a dummy. You get what I'm saying? And I think Dana White low-key, I'm not gonna say he lost because he went to boxing and ultimately boxing has the money. But the point is, bro, you kind of just gave away your whole business, your whole beginning, which people do all the time. But you kind of gave away your whole you to go to somebody else's fucking you in a way. So that's weird to me. But like I said, when we go to the owners of who Jake Paul got, and he says in the interview as well, he says he wanted John Martin to basically be the CEO because John Martin knows how to turn shit around. John, if y'all don't know who John Martin is, he ran what is it? He ran Turner Sports on the media side of operations. So obviously he gonna know how it goes. Obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jake Paul, bro, he kind of won this fight, this whole little interaction with Dana White. I don't really think there's too much shaking back that Dana White can do because he don't want to pay the people. So shit, it's gonna get to a point once UFC fighters see that Dana White's not paying them and Jake Paul will, they for sure gonna start moving over to the PFL. And once they start moving over to the PFL, what does that bring? More notoriety. It also brings more pay because there's gonna be more eyes on it. So more people gonna tune in and they're gonna be able to make pay-per-view events. And then what is that gonna lead to? The UFC now becoming the little brother and now going down lower to where it's gonna be another second competitor that can for sure pay fighters more than $12,000 a fight if they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, basically putting their bodies to hell before they fight. And that's what I'm saying. But yeah, chat. Y'all see me cooking up, man. But I ain't really had too much for y'all today, man. I had a little hour for y'all. But what I was saying was, in reality, y'all should really look into that, bro. Because bro is about to make a bag off of trolling while helping people. And I'm saying y'all should see how much he has helped Amanda Serrano and how much he's helped Amanda Nunes on who they've become. And now they're collecting bags. And they could have probably collected even bigger bags if they were in the PFL. So think about that. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Chat, y'all know what it is, man. I didn't even give y'all an hour. I gave y'all a solid 52, which I apologize about, man. The sports world ain't been shaking up too much, but y'all do know football season is about to come back. Football season about to come back. Hey. But no, man, I appreciate y'all. But hey, like I said, man, if y'all watch the live, if y'all rock with me, man, go ahead and hit it to the bottom of the page and hit that subscribe button. It'll really help the page out. I appreciate everybody. And right now, we just running up the subscribes. If you like it, that's love. But I would